Guys, so here's all my tools and parts I got. This is my replacement flange. I had to get this at Lowe's because Home Depot didn't have this exact size, and Home Depot had this style that's all PVC, and I don't know why. I just wanted the steel ring on there. Anyway, this is the 4-inch pipe. You can see here. Four-inch, and so to drill out the old one, of course, I got to have a 4-inch hole saw, which is right here. Home Depot hole dozer. I think you can get those on Amazon too. And this is 4-inch as well, matching there. And so what I did was I got this this tool here at Harbor Freight Tools. I think it was like like 28 bucks on super sale or something. It's a variable speed trigger. It's pretty smooth, low speed. It's right here. There's UPC. Right there, UPC. Okay. And to create my tool, so also at Harbor Freight I picked up this mandrel right here. It handles, they claim, all these sizes recommended because I guess it's just beefier. It's right on there. It seems pretty nice to me. I've never used these before, but it's real nice. Has 2 pins that slide down in those holes, right there, and lock it in place. Really nice. There's that part number there. Oh, there's the item number for Harbor Freight. Okay, so that's the mandrel. And what I did is I got a piece of steel at Home Depot, round stock, and right there, PVC, and I just cut off, I don't know, I guess this is about, maybe, looks like about a 4.5-inch piece of the steel. And my goal is to have this rod, drop this piece of wood down in there so it keeps it perfectly centered while the saw drills down in there, so it won't wobble. I'm sure it'll wobble a little bit because not everything's perfectly straight, but I'll basically, it doesn't have to be deep down in there for any particular reason. It can be, right here. So it basically, as the piece of wood drops down in here, it's going to keep the saw centered, so it won't be drilling out your sewer pipe. And to create this piece of wood, I got this hole saw here, which is 3 5/8, and it's also, I got that at Home Depot. 3 5/8. Now this is not going to be, it's going to be a little bit loose, so I'm going to basically take some gaffer's tape and wrap it once or twice so that it can have be a little bit tighter. And I'm doing this for just a one-time use. I mean, I saw other guys selling tools that were close to what I needed, but not my exact scenario. And that's fine for the professional who needs to use it maybe on a weekly or monthly basis, but this is just a one-time use, so I don't care if this little hole gets kind of worn out or this piece of wood breaks right as I get done. I don't really care. I just need it to work one time and help me drill out the old flange. So hopefully I'll get enough pieces of the video to show it in process. Okay, so I wrapped it with about 4 layers of the gaffer's tape, and it seems like it's going to be perfectly snug in there. Just, if I push it just right, it'll probably fall down, or maybe I'll take off 1 layer. Okay, so I ended up taking off 2 layers. 1, 2 here. So now I think it has a total of about 2 layers, and now it seems to be just right. That's just snug, but it won't get really caught in there. Of course, I'll have my rag in there if it drops down. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put it on here, and to make sure it can't fall down, I'll wrap some gaffer's tape around here. Okay, so I just wrapped some tape around here so it can't fall down. Not sure how it's going to behave in the hole, but we'll see. Okay, so here we are, and let's see how this fits. Feels a little loose. I think I'm gonna put back on another layer of tape. Okay, now with 1 extra layer of tape on there, very little wiggle room, maybe less than maybe a 32nd of an inch. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Now there's one other piece here that's gonna, I'd rather not have to saw through this also. I'd rather just separately saw that off first before I get the whole saw going. So I'm going to try to remove that first. Okay, so now I'm going to use this multi-tool to remove this piece here. Okay, now it's ready for the sawing. Okay, so now I'm going to start sawing, and unfortunately I'm just using my phone to record all this, so I don't have a head strap with GoPro on it, so I'm just going to have to show you the start of it, and then maybe I'll do an interim shot or two. Okay. Okay, we're just getting started, maybe a 16th or an 1/8 of the way down. And let's see how hot this is getting. Just slightly warm to the touch after about maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds of drilling. Okay, let's take it out, see how it's doing. Again, we're just getting started here. Get a nice cut into here. Yeah, looks like we're about not quite a 1/2 inch. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now I can see how it looks like it's just slightly off, maybe center, or I might be holding the drill a little bit crooked, which is really not a big deal if things are not perfect, but it looks like I'm getting a little more thickness here than, well, maybe it is the same. It's hard to tell. The key is the main sewer pipe, which is right here, so I'm getting a little bit more thickness here, and I think I'm getting right up to the wall on this side. Again, that's fine. And just to let you know, it's interesting, this does take a lot of force, because of course we're turning a pretty large hole saw. Let's continue. And just so you know, the heat level on this is like almost nothing. It just feels like, I don't know, maybe slightly warmer than your body. So barely warm. I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, next I'm going to just vacuum up to all the shrapnel here, just to keep organized. Okay, I've got it all tidied up so I can just continue. Okay, looks like we're about halfway, or not quite halfway down the height of the saw, the cutter, and let's pull it out and see how our wood piece is doing. Okay, so it takes a bit of effort to pull it out at this point, and our wood piece, it's probably worn a little bit of the hole out there, but I don't know how much this is necessary at this point. At some point, just the hole saw itself will be guided by the portion that's already been cut out. So, but I'll leave this here for now, and at some point I might have to sawzall this up and down here to get the portion that's already been cut removed, so that we get more depth, because the hole saw at some point, whatever this depth is here, about 1.5 inches, is not going to make it all the way to the bottom. This looks like about almost 2 inches here. Let's see what that... Okay, at this point I'm getting pretty far down to needing to do something about the let's see, that's the depth I'm at right there where my finger is, so I'm within about this much of bottoming out. Yeah, or maybe I'm bottoming out. So, and it's getting really hard for the drill, even though this is a pretty hefty drill. It is a lot of force now because it's friction against the walls of the current cutout are quite significant. And so I think I'm going to have to cut out this inner portion in order to continue. Okay, so instead of a sawzall, I'm going to use my Dremel tool here with the rotary cutter on it. And this actually, I measured it as 2.5 inches deep, and the saw is 1 inch deep to the plate. There. So I decided against sawzall. This would be a preferable way to just cut this around and then release that top inch and then continue. here, some melted pieces. Then it should pop right off. Okay, let's see now. Okay, one more melted spot there. Okay, now there it goes. Now I can continue drilling. Okay, we're getting further down there now. Uses a lot of energy, look at that. Motor's getting hot. Okay, so now we have less than a ½ inch to go. It's already kind of broken out a little bit here, a little bit of heat. Maybe help that break out. Or the saw wasn't perfectly straight, which is not a big deal. So I'll Dremel out maybe down to here, and then that should be the last Dremel I need to do. Okay, this is looking good. And there's that piece. Again, if my whole saw could have been 2½ inches deep, I wouldn't have had to be doing this Dremel stuff, but I didn't even see one online that was that deep, so I just had to do this. Okay, so let me continue drilling to get that last bit out of there.